So this exercise that we're going to go through is called a Psoas band pull. The reason that you would do this exercise, if you find that in deep squatting movements or lunging movements, even during deadlifts, you're finding that you might be getting a little bit of a pinch through the hip, either when you're externally rotating, internally rotating, going into that deep flexion. This is what's going to prepare your hip for some of those deep flexing movements as well. The band that you would use for this exercise, generally you don't want it to be too heavy when you're doing this, because you want to be able to get a nice big range of motion when you're going into that flexion as well. So what I mean by that is when you're doing this, you're going to have a band attached around your foot here, and you're going to be flexing your hip all the way up as high as you can towards your chest. So if you go too heavy with that band, basically you're going to be decreasing that range of motion. The reason that we would be doing an exercise like this from an injury prevention perspective, if you have weakness in your hip flexors, when you go into some of those deep hip movements, you're going to find that the risk of sort of tearing something is a little bit higher as well. So what we do here, you can anchor this band basically anywhere that you can find in the gym. For today, I'll be holding on to it. So what we want to do to prepare, the leg that you're not pulling anything with, you want to think about pressing the back of that foot into the floor as hard as you can. We're going to attach the band just around the toes like that. If this is anchored somewhere, that's going to give you enough resistance. From this position here, I'm going to be holding onto it nice and tight there. Arief, you're going to take a big breath in to prepare. And then as you breathe out, you're going to draw your knee up towards your chest a little bit faster and harder. Hold for 2 seconds, and then lowering back down. Take a big breath in to prepare. And as you breathe out, draw your belly button towards the floor a little bit. Hold for 2 seconds, and back down. Let's go for 3 more here. Coming back down, big breath in, out as you pull up. Good. Big breath in, breathing out nice and hard as you pull up, and relax.